Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. We're right back at the Happy Wednesday. We love it.
Yeah, I didn't sing it that time.
Yeah, you didn't.
I still feel like I need to in my soul, actually. It feels like I'm like forgetting something when I don't do it. But anyway, Savannah, how was your 4th of July?
It was great. I mean, I hung out with you, so.
Wow, must have been a really good time then.
It was. I mean, actually, okay,
Yeah,
let
so
me
fun.
summarize what me and Taylor did. We hung out at my parents'
Pause.
backyard pool.
You have to rewind to the night before, July 3rd.
I don't remember what we did July 3rd.
Okay, so on the night of July 3rd, the 4th of July eve, we went and watched a fireworks show with my family.
Right, you're right. Okay, yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, yep. We saw a fireworks show, and then the next day we hung out at the pool all day. We were swimming all
day long, no breaks.
Like we weren't even sitting out and tanning.
No, it was too hot.
We were in the pool. Yeah,
the whole time. My hair not recovered since.
we only got out to eat some hot dogs
and pee,
and then
because we do not pee in pools. This is a PSA. Don't pee in pools. I'm adding a bunch of people, and you know who you are. Don't pee in pools.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. So that was the day. We even had like a torpedo.
We were diving for the torpedo.
We had our goggles on.
Yeah. We ate some glizzies, the American way.
Yes, exactly.
And we had ice cream from the ice cream truck.
Yes. Oh my God. It was actually like the perfect day.
It was.
Except
it was so fun.
at the end of the day, it started.
Okay, we were in the pool.
It got really windy.
Set the scene.
You're right. We're setting the scene. We were in the pool. The dark clouds start rolling in.
Out of nowhere.
And we're like, it's probably fine. It's not going to rain or anything. The wind starts blowing.
Honey, the wind picked up as if the tornado was coming immediately.
Right, yeah.
We were horrified.
We had umbrellas open, like sun umbrellas
Towels out. Everything was out and about.
We got out of the pool, started running around, picking stuff up so it wouldn't blow away. And I had to put down an umbrella.
The biggest umbrella of all, like the massive, gigantic, sideways, heavy umbrella.
Yeah, and I start putting it down. I'm ready to tie it so it doesn't open up. And what does it do?
A big gust of wind.
Yeah, the gust of wind comes by, opens it up, and it's like a sail at that point, and it blows over. And there's even weights on the bottom. The weights go flying off of it.
Down a hill.
It falls on me.
Down the hill goes Savannah and the umbrella.
Yeah.
And I saw that happen in slow motion, and I'm so sorry. I said, Savannah, are you okay? She said, I'm okay. And then I had to bust out laughing because I'm sorry.
I was a little traumatized.
I would be traumatized if that happened to me too. But had I recorded that, I need you to know we would have been viral.
Oh my God.
Because it was just so swift. Like, do you remember that Vine where they hit, like the kid hits his brother and he like with the pillow and he immediately goes down? Yeah. That was you with the umbrella. Oh, no. And so we would have went viral for sure.
Oh my God. Well, okay.
But glad you were okay, right? Like no injuries sustained.
Well, I did get a bruise.
Yeah, where?
On my leg.
Yeah, that's...
So. Well, and I also got up and I had dirt all over the side of my face. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I went to take a shower that night and I realized there was a bunch of dirt in my ear. Like I was trying to get all out.
I don't mean to laugh, but if y'all would have seen it in the slow motion way that I saw it, you would have too.
Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah, that did happen. That was the only unfortunate part. Everything else was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Indeed. Well, that was the past. Now talking about the future.
Yes.
We always record ahead in time, so we live in the liminal weird spaces of time here. But as we are recording this evening, I am preparing on going on a really big trip to Spain, Barcelona.
I'm so excited.
And Tarragona. And I'm so excited. And I am going to be gone for 2 weeks. So we have some pre-recorded episodes, but we are going to have to miss 1 week. And I do apologize. So we're going to miss next week. If you guys are listening to this, like, when it comes out. So we're going to miss next week. But we'll be back the next week. And hopefully when we come back, I am touring some really, really old, really, really known to be haunted places, and I'm bringing all of my ghost equipment with me.
Oh my god.
So, yeah. Hopefully, I come back with some evidence, or at least some stories.
Yes.
Of what happened. So,
sorry we have some TikToks.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely make TikToks for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're visiting some old monastery. It's gonna be crazy. So, definitely stories to come about that. But
I'm so excited for you.
Same. I'm so excited. Not really excited about the flight, but as
Just
soon as I'm there,
like,
it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm gonna sleep.
Fine.
I got a really nice neck pillow.
How long is it? How long is the flight?
Well, there's multiple flights, but the longest flight is 16 hours.
Oh. I don't
but
know
it
why,
is more than that. But
I don't know why I didn't really think it was going to be 16. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah. So we crossed me and Savannah live in North Carolina in the United States. And I have to cross the entire Atlantic Ocean and then the entire country of Spain. Because Barcelona is on the farthest side. It's like the North Carolina of Spain. So, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's going to be worth it. And I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's lit.
Just because I was going to say just try to sleep, but I don't think you could sleep for 16 hours.
No. Like, literally 8 max, probably.
Yeah.
If even that. Because I'm going to be so excited. I'm bringing, like, stuff to color with.
Yes.
My Switch.
Yes.
Downloading I'm going with Dina. She's downloading movies, podcast, music. You know, we got the setup. Yeah, it's gonna be something. But yeah, stories to come in the coming weeks of that. So excited. But anything going on with you?
Nothing that crazy. But I am going on a camping trip soon.
Oh, well, that's fun.
I might be able to talk about it more next episode too. But
true.
Yeah, we're going to...
You camp in a camper, though, right?
Yeah.
So, like, nice camping. No tent. No tent life.
It's air conditioning. So...
Oh, it's air conditioned? Honey, sign me
Yeah, the
up.
camper's air conditioned, so there's that. And we're going by the beach. So, basically, it's just a beach trip.
Okay, I love that.
So...
Love that.
I got that going for me.
That's really fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Amazing. Well, other than that, we'll rate and review us. Oh, sorry, I just literally choked on air.
Oh my gosh.
Go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please.
Yes, please.
But if you want to get into your story, Savannah.
Okay, yeah, let's get into it. So this episode, I have this story that's like, I don't even really know how to describe, like, what category to put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just like UFO type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the green fireballs of Los Alamos, New Mexico.
Okay. Don't forget the Alamo, am I right?
I mean...
I don't know if that's the same place.
I thought that was in Texas.
I don't know anything about the Alamo, unfortunately. But
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway. The green orb?
It was also in other places, too. So it's not just there, but yeah, the green fireballs.
Oh, the green fireballs. That sounds like a drink.
Yeah, it kind of does. Okay, so starting off in 1948, bringing it back, it was in the news. The Skyliner paper. They ran a piece in February of 1949 on what they referred to as flying saucers. Mm-hmm. And they had like sort of a conspiracy around them. So here's a quote from the paper. Los Alamos now has flying green lights. These will-o-wisps, seen generally about 2 a.m., have alerted the local constabulary, and their presence is being talked about in Santa Fe bars. But local wheels deny any official knowledge of the sky phenomena. Each one passes the buck to another. So yeah, like this was in the paper.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to just imagine what it is without thinking UFO first.
Yeah, I know.
Don't know.
There are some theories that we'll get into eventually, but Time magazine also published a piece on it, in November of 1951 called Great Balls of Fire. There were multiple sightings, years of coverage in the news over this. Like, it was a thing, and I think it still kind of is a thing, but, you know, just not. These things, they have, like, their eras.
Time.
Yeah, their time, and, yeah. So, it seemed to be concentrated around Los Alamos and Sandia atomic weapons laboratories. Which is very interesting.
Okay, that gives me a little bit of insight.
Yes. There were sightings reported by pilots, weather observers, scientists, intelligence officers, and other defense personnel. So it's like they were kind of trusted people.
Yeah.
And many people started to believe these fireballs were actually Soviet spy devices.
Why did I just know it was gonna cut to that?
Yes.
It always is the Soviet spies.
I mean, come on. Could be. You know, just taking it back a little bit, I didn't really describe these fireballs, but it's really just like what you would think.
I can picture it perfectly.
Yeah, like a green
circle. Glowing.
Orb that looks like it's on fire, I guess, you know?
Is
like
it giving like the Scooby-Doo slime from the movie, but like glowing? Or like ectoplasm from like Ghostbusters? But like more glowing instead of slime.
I don't think it's like a slime substance like
no,
that. Like,
but I'm just talking about like the color of it is like bright green.
Oh, I would say so.
Nice.
Yeah. So, in December of 1948, 2 separate plane crews started seeing a green ball of fire heading west to east. And this is on the same day, December 5th. One of the planes, they said it was racing towards them, and the pilot even had to like swerve out of the way.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. And later, one pilot described the green fireballs by saying, "Take a softball and paint it with some kind of fluorescent paint that will glow bright green in the dark. Then have someone take the ball about 100 feet in front of you and about 10 feet above you. Have him throw the ball right at your face as hard as he can throw it."
Oh my God.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, that's crazy.
So, yeah.
That's what I was imagining, though.
Yeah, so a little descriptor there.
Wow.
So all of this, like, people just keep seeing this, and it's just, I don't know what I would do if I just saw that. Especially if you're a pilot, you're in the air with it.
That would scare me.
I know.
I don't even care what it is. It's
just like
so
something
scary.
Unidentified.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah, no. That's weird. Especially if it's like glowing bright green.
Yeah.
So like in nature, all like the really colorful things are like the most poisonous things. And so if I'm seeing like a lime green something floating, I'm like, that's gonna kill me.
That's radioactive.
Yeah. Literally. That's gonna take me out of here.
So, you know, since there were all these sightings, they decided to have like sort of a team go out and investigate. So this team of officers led by Dr. Lincoln La Paz, he was the head of the University of New Mexico's Institute of Meteoritics,
nice.
Which I didn't even realize meteoritics was like a word.
But it's meteorites.
Yeah. So he studies stuff from space. So they're like, can you come figure out what this is? So he plotted, or him and his team plotted the fireball's path, the one in December that they all said that they saw. They plotted the fireball's flight path to see where it landed, or where it would have landed, you know. But they didn't find anything.
What?
So
it didn't land?
Yeah. Or it didn't land where it should have if it was a meteor.
Oh, T.
So
it's not a meteor, is what I'm hearing.
I mean,
allegedly.
That's what the evidence is saying. They scoured the area. No meteorite fragments, no debris, no craters, and no evidence of fire.
I get all of that, But is it possible that somebody could have cleaned it up?
I guess, but like...
I'm just saying, if a meteorite fell in my yard, I would clean it up immediately.
But this is the middle of the desert. It's in New Mexico.
You're right. You're right. Like, nobody's out there.
It's in New Mexico by, like, a...
You're right.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Why am I forgetting?
I'm forgetting it,
like, a defense, base.
Yeah.
A base. That's what it's called. It's right by a base in the desert.
So so nothing is around for sure. Okay, never mind. Forget that theory.
So, I don't think... Yeah. Mm-mm. I mean, I guess maybe, but yeah. So, there were actually sightings all throughout December. December 6, 7, 8, 11, 13, 14, 20, and 28.
Oh my God.
So, all of these days, there were sightings of these green fireballs. They would descend from the sky at like a 45-degree angle and then level off, and apparently they would abruptly level off into like a gravity-defying horizontal flight path.
Okay, no big deal.
So that sounds like some sort of like craft.
UFO.
Yeah. Dr. La Paz, he noted that none of the green fireballs had train of sparks or a dust cloud or anything. So that's unlike a meteorite. Mm-hmm. And actually, since these sightings in the late 40s and early 50s, there have been sightings around the world of these green fireballs.
Interesting.
Yeah, from Alberta, Canada to South Africa.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there was one big sighting in the Netherlands at a Foo Fighters concert.
What? Oh my God.
Over 170 reported sightings that night, according to the International Meteor Organization, which
When was this? The same year?
No, it's more recently.
I was going to say, like, could it be a drone?
I think I forgot to write the date for that.
It's okay. But like, could it have been a drone?
It was like the early 2000s.
Okay, so probably not a drone.
Yeah. Yeah, so over 170 sightings and at least 5 European countries.
That is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, so that too, just the fact that it was over 5 countries, like...
Yeah.
That makes me think it's probably not a drone. Yeah.
Unless it's the same drone. From, like, the same manufacturer.
Yeah.
But it would have to be multiple, because some people saw multiple green lights, not just one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like, and they were definitely not drones back in the 40s, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
Like when it started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely not drones back then. Like, drones are barely becoming a thing today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then in 2006, an Australian physicist, Dr. Stephen Hughes, he became interested in the phenomenon. So he had his own theories. Mm-hmm. Several had been spotted in Queensland and New Zealand. So that's, I guess, how
his
he
neck
got
of the
into
woods.
it. Yeah. And he wrote a paper theorizing what he thought it could be. So what do you have some sort of theory?
Well, before you were telling me like it can fly, not regular gravity flying, I was thinking maybe it was some kind of like gas bubble, maybe of some sort. I don't know what the heck gas. It's giving like the bubble from SpongeBob.
You know, like the dirty bubble.
The dirty bubble, but not like the lime green bubble, the lime green radioactive bubble instead of the dirty bubble.
Right. Yeah.
That's my only theory.
You're kind of onto something here. So he wrote a paper theorizing that it could be connected to ball lightning.
Oh, ball lightning. I forgot about ball lightning.
It's very, like, it's not understood very well. We've talked about
it in another one of my stories, and maybe it was the Brown Mountain Lights. Mm-hmm. Because they think that's ball lightning, too. And I'm like, you're ball lightning.
Yeah, like, apparently it's not understood, like, at all. Like, people are like, we don't know what it is. But it's ball lightning. Yeah. It's just a thing. So there's not anything conclusive on what ball lightning actually is, but the hypotheses are kind of crazy. I don't know, like, we probably did go over this in your other
Yeah, but I
story,
don't remember.
But the hypothesis of, like, what ball lightning it could be include, like, it could be antimatter, light bubbles, microwave interference, retinal after images, electromagnetic knots, and even primordial black holes.
Not a black hole. So, not a lime green hole.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's just a little crazy. This doctor, he theorizes that it could be electrified air.
Okay.
So the green could be due to ionized oxygen, like in the aurora borealis.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say something about the aurora borealis because it is also lime green, but it's not a ball.
Yeah.
But maybe if it was ball lightning in accordance to some aurora borealis. But there's not aurora borealis in New Mexico.
Yeah. And just the fact that they were saying that it was, like, heading towards them.
Yeah. To his face.
Right. Like
maybe it's lightning.
It doesn't all,
but I don't think
connect, but, like, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So another theory points towards, again, back to the theory of possible spy technology.
Oh, yeah. Back to the Soviets.
Or aliens. So, back to Dr. La Paz. He advised the military and the Atomic Energy Commission back in, his day when he was looking at all this stuff. His opinion was that the fireballs were top secret, unconventional defense devices.
Okay.
Either being tested by the U.S., so it was like secret U.S. testing, which, could be.
Could
or
definitely be.
They were Soviet spy devices. So that was his theory.
Okay. But why New Mexico? I mean, I guess it was close to a base, but, like, that's random.
I don't know. Just because.
They want to.
The director of the U.S. Air Force Project Blue Book, UFO investigations, Edward J. Ruppelt, he visited the Los Alamos lab in 1952 to interview technicians and scientists, and they became kind of animated. They were, like, really excited to talk about the idea of an alien UFO. So, like, when he brought that up, they were, like, just became, like, kind of excited about it.
I mean, I would be too.
They, UFO. The people at this base, at the lab, they had been thinking about this, and they sort of had a theory. They thought that the fireballs were extraterrestrial probes projected into the atmosphere from a spaceship hovering several hundred miles above Earth. So that's a lot to take in.
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah. So officially, the government investigations concluded that the fireballs were a natural phenomenon. Of course.
Of course they would say that. Yeah. I don't even know why we waited for their response. Exactly. We knew what it was going to be.
Yeah, like, they're not going to just outright admit what they really think.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, it was just us testing. Like, they're not going to say that either. Interest and investigation on these fireballs kind of dropped at the outbreak of the Korean War. So that kind of stopped the U.S.'s investigation in it.
And did it also stop their trials of whatever they were trying to do?
I don't know. There have been more theories more recently. By recent, I mean 2008. I have this. So in 2008, Robert Hastings, he talked about in his book UFO and Nukes, Extraordinary Encounters at Nuclear Weapons Sites. In this book, he talked about what he thinks the green fireballs are.
Oh.
He says the fireballs are trajectories Or no. So he says the fireball trajectories aligned with fallout debris of like secret atomic testing. So he thinks that the U.S. was testing atomic weapons. And
they probably were.
Yeah. So that's what he thinks.
That's probably exactly what it was. And then the other countries followed once we had... Or they blew it up over there.
Or like, maybe they're two separate things. Like, what if it is ball lightning in other places, but the one in, like, the 40s that I'm talking about
in the 40s, testing. I'm so sorry, government, don't come for me. In the 40s, that was definitely them testing some nuclear stuff. Yeah. There's no question about it. Sorry, I love aliens. I normally believe aliens, but this is not aliens. Mm-hmm. This is the U.S. government. Don't come for me. Allegedly.
Yeah. So another theory that he had, so he's like, okay, so it could be atomic testing, or he said it could be balls of plasma following electric field lines above the earth.
I don't know what any of that is. No, I do. But I don't know what an electric field line above the earth is. I guess
there's like an electric...
Maybe it's like where our gravity starts. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I surely don't know. Sure, maybe. So maybe he's right.
Yeah, I feel like it could be like a mix of, I don't know, like...
I just feel like the proximity to that military base is very suspicious.
Yeah.
At least for the New Mexico. And it's
weird that it showed up in other places, but I really think it maybe in other places it could be a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, maybe.
But, like, the way that these people were describing it around the base is, like, weird.
Yeah. That's definitely military testing. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Allegedly. That's what I meant to say. Mm-hmm. Yikes. That's weird. I want to see some slime green balls in the air.
Oh my god, what if you do?
I would love to. Please.
On your flight?
On my flight?
Look out the window.
Maybe not on the flight. Please let me get on the ground. I'll have a panic attack. Well, maybe it would be good. Go ahead and take me away. Honestly, let me get back from Spain. And then, on the plane ride back, then they can do it. You hear me, aliens?
Yeah.
Or military, not military. Whoever. Mm-hmm. Whoever has the green balls. Let me see one.
Okay, please. This is random, but I just thought about this.
Okay.
The fact that before planes, like, people really had to take a boat across the ocean to, like, if they wanted to go to Spain from here.
It would take me years.
Yeah. Like, people who moved to America from Britain, Europe or from anywhere. Any other country at the time, you know, like all the European countries. And
I'm so glad that's not me.
They just had to cross the entire ocean. Yeah, like how long did that take? A long time.
Literally years.
Yeah. So anyway, just
glad that ain't me, honey. Glad it ain't taking me years to get there, because I would never get there.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. I would not get on a boat for years. I'm scared to get on a 16-hour flight because of my motion sickness. So on a boat I would not survive.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Okay, well, really switching gears here. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, I have for you The Haunting of SpookyWoods.
Oh, SpookyWoods.
Do you know what SpookyWoods is?
I have definitely heard of it.
Yeah, so it's okay. So my story this week, it takes place not that far from us at all, in the city of Archdale, North Carolina, which is like right beside High Point. Shout out Josh, that's where my brother lives. And SpookyWoods is this huge haunted attraction that happens the SpookyWoods Kersey Valley Farm is open all year round.
I think,
but
we might have mentioned this before, because have you gone?
I have gone
in the past few years.
No.
Okay.
I went in high school.
I think you might have said before you wanted to take me or something.
I do want to take you, and now that I know what I'm about to tell you, we have to go.
Oh no.
We have to go. Yeah, I have been though. I went in high school a couple times. It's very fun. It's very scary. Yeah, so it's called SpookyWoods, and so I was honestly shocked I literally said, Savannah, you might not recognize this place in my notes, but look at her.
No, I do. I remember you talking about it, so.
Perfect. Amazing.
Points for me.
Yeah, big point. Honestly, big points. I think this is the first time you answered yes in a hot minute. But essentially, it's like rated #1 most haunted attraction, like in the southeast.
Oh, okay.
And for like, it's really scary. People will chase you with chainsaws.
I don't know if I want to.
No, we're going. It's fine. They can't touch you. I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think the rules have changed. It's crazy. They're not going to cut your arm off. It's fine.
Very reassuring. Like, okay.
But no, I did go in high school. It's very funny. Every year they have a different theme. I don't know what the theme is this year. It's not released yet. But, yeah. So, we definitely have to go this year for Halloween when it opens. So, moving on. Getting into the story. Because although I am saying it is a fake haunted attraction, like people create it to be scary and haunted, and there's actors and stuff like that, it's turns out also actually haunted, like the land of this Kersey Valley farm. So SpookyWoods happens at Kersey Valley Farm. Right. And the land, they have like 10 acres or something, and that land is haunted. Oh. So, dun dun dun. So SpookyWoods, it is located on Kersey Valley Road, like I mentioned, and it actually opened up for the first time as a haunted attraction in 1985. And it's still going to this day.
80s? I feel like I expected a little bit older than that.
Really? Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't, because most of, like, the haunted attractions here, they don't even last a couple years. That SpookyWoods is the only one that stayed.
I see. Yeah.
Every year. So I was shocked. And it is still the most popular haunted attraction today. But yeah, like I said, there are fake ghosts and fake scary things there during Halloween time, but there's also real ghosts and spirits there. So we're going to take it back in time a little bit to the 1930s. Oh, this was before it became a haunted attraction. It was just land out there. And so according to this guy named Stephen, so we're in the 1930s, this man named Stephen, he was an employee of the Kersey Valley Incorporated at the time, which I don't really know what they made, but it was just like this warehouse job or whatever. Okay. And so the story that I was reading, these people went and talked to people who lived in the city about the area. And so Stephen was saying about this house that sat on what is now SpookyWoods. Mm-hmm. So, getting into the house. A family used to live in it. This was, unfortunately, the time of the Great Depression. So, everybody was big broke, big struggling. Mm-hmm. But this family, it was kind of, they weren't rich, because nobody was rich during the Great Depression. But they were richer than most in the Great Depression. So, occasionally, the family that would live in the house they had extra bedrooms, so they would take people in and let them stay in their house. Oh, okay. Which was really nice. Yeah, so sweet. Yeah. So sweet. And it was always people who were like very much so struggling, like with the Great Depression. So one day, a fellow traveler, his car broke down right down the road from the family's house. And of course, as kind as this man and his family were, they took him in. Clearly, he needed help. His car didn't work, and the dad of the family was like, yeah, I can probably help you fix the car, and you can stay here for a little bit, hang out, chill. And so nobody actually knows how long this man stayed with the family, but it was for a while. And after dinner every single day, he would bring out his fiddle and essentially perform a little concert for this family, kind of as a repayment. Like, he didn't have money, but he was like, I can give you a show at the bare minimum with my fiddle. Nice. I know. Sweet. I was like, such a vibe. Yeah. Plus, I love a fiddle. Yes. Oh, I love a fiddle so much. Yeah, and so this eventually turned into the kids of the family and everybody just calling him the Fiddler. Okay. So, vibes. Unfortunately, quickly, we're taking a turn. Oh, no. Unfortunately, the Fiddler, he became ill. And so when he first arrived to the house, he was already a larger built man. But then when he got sick and it took over, his body began to swell up even more. Oh. It's giving Violet Beauregard in Willy Wonka when she blows up like a blueberry. Ooh, okay. Yeah, and so the family had a doctor come out to the house and visit with him, and the doctor, please remember, it's the 1930s. This man probably had something far worse wrong with him than what they diagnosed him with, which was just simply heart disease. Okay. And I'm like, if he's, what's the word? Not exploding, but like swelling, just inflaming. Like he's getting bigger, but he's not moving. Like something is more probably wrong than heart disease, but that's what he was diagnosed with. And so soon enough, the fiddler could not even like walk down the hall. He was just basically confined to his bedroom upstairs. So the house, it was multiple floors, and the family lived all on like the first floor, and then like the second and the attic, they would be like sharing those with the people who needed space. Okay. And so the fiddler, he was staying on the top floor in like not the attic, but the top of the house. So yeah, he was kind of stuck up there, just living up there, which he was fine with. I mean, he was living there for free, you know, and they would bring him food up.
And they would like take care of him.
And have the doctors come out. Yeah. Yeah. And so one day, the wife and the mother of the family, she sent her children. They were like, go check on the fiddler. They came back very quickly, and they said that something was wrong. Unfortunately, before that, they said they couldn't wake him up. So obviously expecting the worst, she went upstairs and found him dead. They pronounced him to be killed by a massive heart attack. I mean, maybe, I guess, who knows. The entire family were completely heartbroken. Obviously, they loved him. I mean, he was part of the family at that point. Right, yeah. And nobody knows how long he lived there, so it was at least a couple months, but it could have been years. Yeah. And so at that point, like, he is family. Yeah, yeah. Like, 100%. They loved him as if he was, like, another uncle type situation. Yeah,
and it seems like he's just an uncle.
Exactly. He was a chill guy.
Playing fiddle for them.
Fiddling. Yeah, and he would still, like, go try to find jobs. He wasn't just, like, bumming off these people. He would contribute as well. So, yeah, they just were a cute little family. So, obviously, they were heartbroken when he died. And it really hit the children really hard, like way hard, because they just loved him so much. They spent all their time with him. So sad. So this is gonna get a little gruesome. So if you guys are triggered by a little gruesomeness, maybe, head out. But it's not too bad. I've spoken much worse on this podcast, but it's not good. Okay. So they start the process of removing him from the house. Okay. Well, his body had swelled so big. Because after death, so imagine him, he's already large, and then he gets sick and he like triples in size. And then when you die, in case you don't know, you swell even more. So this man is like 10-15 times swollen than he should have been. Humongous, I'm assuming.
I don't like that.
So humongous, Savannah, that they could not fit him through the door. Now, I need you to understand, this man is dead. So they could have like pushed, they could have manipulated his body anyway to get him through the door, and they couldn't. They couldn't get him through the door.
That's really bad.
It's very bad. It's very bad. And so they had to basically come up with this plan. They're like, we have to get him. He cannot stay in this house. We have to get him out. So they came up with this plan of using a pulley system from the outside to lower him out of the window of the house after they removed the window. Because I guess it was like a double paned window, so and if they knocked it out, they could like move him out with a pulley system. So that's wild. And that's what they did, and it was successful. Thank God they got him out of there. But can you imagine witnessing that? No. Like the neighbors. God. Imagine the neighbors. No, that's
insane.
That's absolutely bonkers. But so yeah. Like I said, obviously, the fiddler lived on the top floor / attic of the house, while the rest of the family lived on the bottom floor. And the next day, right after the fiddler's death, the family began hearing strange noises in the house. And at this point in time, because they were grieving, they had no visitors, no random people staying at their house. It was just them and the family. And so they were like all together, all four of them in the living room, and they're hearing people upstairs. And they're like,
I don't like
Are
that.
we sure that people are here right now?
God.
Like, what's going on? What's the vibe? Yeah, so the children, so the parents, I think the parents lived on the bottom and then the children lived on the second and the fiddler was on the top. So the children would wake up in the mornings and be like, the fiddler, he's awake up there. He's walking around up there. But
he's already gone, right?
But, like, they're kids, and I think they're hearing it.
Don't even
and so they're like, no, Mom, like, no. She's like, I'm so sorry, sweetie, he's gone. And they're like, no, he's alive. He's up there. We hear him. Go see. Like, go see.
That's, like, kind of sweet, but also scary.
Yeah. And so, of course, the parents, they go upstairs and they check. Nothing's up there. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. But these footsteps started to become a daily occurrence with the children, and they were, like, getting annoyed with it. And so they decided to stay in the children's room for a night. When the parents hear the walking around going upstairs, and they're like, oh, my God. Like, they thought it was their child's, like, imagination, you know. Yeah, of course you would.
They're, like, just trying to do that because they want him to be back, right? Exactly. But no, they actually did hear it.
No, they're hearing stuff, and they're like, oh, my God. So they're not, our children are not crazy. That's interesting. So they just take that into consideration. But again, they're not doing anything about it, which I'm like...
Okay, what would you do?
I don't get it a priest. I don't know. Get some holy water. I don't even care if it's the fiddler. I'd be like, honestly, love you so much, but you got to go. I don't want to be cohabiting with a ghost. So, yeah. You know, especially if it's like bothering the children. Like the children are already grieving his death. Yeah. And now they're thinking he's alive again, and he's not alive again. So it's not good. If I was a mom, I'd be like, no, I'm sorry, but you have to go. You have to move on. So yeah, then the footsteps, they became a daily occurrence. And then one day, a couple weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks after the fiddler's death, the family were all sitting together at the table eating dinner. This is so crazy. When everybody in the family heard something that sent chills down their spine. The sound of someone in the attic playing the fiddle.
No.
Now, that would be so... I cannot imagine.
His afterlife fiddle.
Yeah, that fiddle. He's fiddle forever.
Hashtag fiddle
Hashtag fiddle forever, for real.
Oh.
I didn't even do that on purpose. But not only to mention that it was a fiddle that they were hearing. It was also his favorite song that he liked to play on the fiddle. I knew you were going to say, like, it was his signature song. It sure was. And the second they started hearing it, the dad and the older son ran upstairs. Nothing up there. Nothing at all. No fiddle. Not even a fiddle. Oh my God. Nothing was up there. So this became a nightly thing. Every single night after dinner, he would still be playing them.
Okay, because that's probably their actual routine. Like, that's what it was when he was alive.
Yep, like residual. So, yeah, nightly fiddle concert, this time by a ghost. Wild. So, what's even more hilarious is that after they just accepted it, they were like, okay.
Yeah.
You can say. Still wouldn't be me, but.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I would eventually get tired of fiddle music.
Back in the day, like, you might not know as much about ghosts.
You're right.
Probably like.
You're right.
Oh, like, it's just he's him.
Fine.
Like.
He's just playing the fiddle.
Yeah.
And it is him, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Of course it is. Yeah. But the family, they grew fond of it. They were like, yeah, that's the vibe. So they start keeping random guests again, eventually.
Okay, yeah.
And these random guests would also hear the footsteps, and they would also hear the fiddle music and be freaked out. Yep, they would hear it all.
Did anybody stay in his room?
No.
Okay.
No. And the family would be like, oh, no. Don't worry about that. Like, when the guests would come, they'd be like, no, it happens every day. It's just our friend, the fiddler. Don't worry. Like, can you imagine?
I'd be like, wait, actually, I don't really need a place that bad.
Right.
Like,
actually, I'll go sleep on the road. Literally. So, obviously, there has been a lot of research going into this story, Various people want to find out who this family was. Like, like, their names, who they were.
Yeah. And who this fiddler was?
And who the fiddler were. So, the fiddler, honestly, he's going to be unknown forever. Yeah. we don't know the names of even the family. People have been able to find 5 families who lived in that house within the 1930s.
Okay.
And so they don't know which of the 5 it was that had these people. Obviously, these people are long gone at this point. But, so it would have, so we can't really get in contact with them. But they did a lot of research and tried to. So we have narrowed it down to at least 5 families that it could have been. So that's cool. And would read you the names, but it's the most basic names, like Smith, Johnson's. I'm like, okay, whatever. No, not important. But people have indeed gone into the house since. It's one of the most common things that people experience is feeling a tightness of the chest. Heart attack.
Oh.
Maybe he really did have a heart attack. Yep. Yep. So all of that is wild. Okay.
Yeah. Are you going to tell me you have more?
I have more.
Oh, okay.
I have more. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. So we have the lovely, marvelous Fiddler who haunts. So I don't think the house is still standing today, or if it is, you can't really access it if it is still standing.
Okay, yeah.
But he does haunt the property.
Right.
So if you hear a fiddle, it could be a real fiddle, but it could also be the Fiddler.
Okay.
Who's to say? But the house could still be there. I couldn't figure it out. We're going to have to just go and see.
Like, maybe it's just not part of the attraction.
And the problem is also that they own 10 to 15 acres. So I don't know which part of it is that it's on. But I have the address now. So we can see when we go. And I'm saying when, not if, because we are going this Halloween season. It's okay. You can walk in the middle.
Oh my God.
You can be fine in the middle. They won't. If you don't act scared, they won't mess with you.
Okay, but I will be scared.
Pretend. Okay, but anyway. So we have the Fiddler, the nice ghost.
Yeah.
He is not the only ghost in this house. There's said to be another spirit. And this spirit comes from after the time of the Fiddler. So he's like a newer spirit. New, quote unquote, because it could have been 40s, 50s, 60s.
Right.
But he wasn't there before the Fiddler was alive and became a ghost there. So nobody knows who this ghost is. They don't have a name, but they do know that it's a male ghost, and this man is very angry.
I don't like that.
No.
He's not as good as the Fiddler.
No. So yeah, this place has a perfect balance of good and evil.
Okay.
This man is disgusting. And so it's coming from a girl named Stephanie who lived in the house after, in the years in the future. And she said that she would have dreams every night. She's convinced that whoever this man is died of a gunshot wound to the head, because she has reoccurring dreams every other night or something like that of a random man who looks like the man that she sees sometimes getting shot in the head. And so she's like, it has to be him. That has to be how he, I don't know who he is. Oh my God. But yeah. So she asked people to come in and do ghost investigations, paranormal investigations, and many have been done. And so many people have caught EVPs of a man's voice saying, F you, leave me alone, get out, don't mess with me. Ooh, bad. No very good.
Threatening.
Very threatening.
Bad things, yeah.
Yes, and what's crazier than even all of that is that people have caught in multiple EVPs of gunshots. But no gunshots went off in real life. They didn't hear the gunshot until after they went back and listened to the audio. So that's another example of this man probably did die of a gunshot, because we're here. I don't know. Sorry, sir. What do you want us to do about it? We didn't kill you. Goodness.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So there's no historical evidence because there's so little to base it off of who this could be, if it's true or anything like that. But people do have many experiences here. People have been touched in the house inappropriately. And so people are not, even though the name would maybe suggest the Fiddler maybe would be the bad one, just because that word creeps me out a little bit, but the Fiddler's good. It sounds too much like diddler. That's the problem.
Oh my gosh. I guess you're kind of right on that.
But the Fiddler is the good ghost.
Yeah.
And this random man seems to be the one who likes to touch people inappropriately.
Yeah.
And obviously, nobody's there when people turn around and they've been touched. But another common occurrence that I really don't like is that it will be a man whispering in your ear, but nobody, like directly in your ear, but nobody's there. And you can't ever really make out what he's saying. It's just like, in like your ear. Like no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. And so also, if you don't, it is called SpookyWoods, right?
Right.
So there are woods.
Yeah.
So not only do we have the fiddler, this mean ghost, there's more. Dun, 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 there's more.
Okay. So it's like this farm house. So there's the house, and then like
there's a farm, there's a house, there's a forest.
Woods. Yeah, like the forest. Okay.
Yep. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's huge.
All part of the property.
Yeah. Yes. And now knowing all this information, well, I'll finish my last little bit in a minute. Okay. But knowing all this information, I'm like, is this why they made this a haunted attraction? Because of how haunted it actually is here? I didn't know that it was really a haunted.
Maybe it was already scary, and they're like, we need to bring people out here because it's already scary. Halloween,
yeah. And it is scary. But anyway, okay, so back to the woods. There are parts of, obviously, if you go during not Halloween time, you can just walk through the whole thing, go through the farm, go through the woods, whatever, there's trails. But during the Halloween time, specifically the trail goes through the woods. So,
okay.
Even when it's not Halloween time and people are walking through the woods, people are able to see people at a distance standing behind trees, like peeking around trees.
Ew.
But then when they like run up to the tree and they're like, oh, somebody's trying to scare me.
That's
nobody's
really
there.
Scary.
And it's like multiple people.
Oh God. No. I can't do that.
Yep. Nope. It's not good. And so the last ghost here, the final ghost, I promise, seemed to be haunting the woods. And so this land is like, I'm pretty sure Cherokee, I should have looked it up, but I'm pretty sure it's Cherokee land and that this is on. If not, I'll correct myself next week. But regardless, it is on some sort of Native American land, and people seem to think that the ghosts or spirits that people are seeing in between the trees of the forest are ghosts of the Native American spirits who were first there, or could possibly even be buried out there, because this was like, that was their territory. And so like there could be like ancient burial grounds out there that we don't even know about because they haven't dug up the land. So that is what people think those ghosts are out in the woods. So yeah.
And they probably add to the SpookyWoods too.
Oh, for sure. Oh God. Now I'm scared. Now I'm actually scared to go there because I wasn't scared before when it was just like a haunted house. But now I'm like, okay.
It's a haunted house.
Yes. And so when I did go to SpookyWoods, many scary things happened to me, but it was all like created scary things. It wasn't like ghosts and people touching me and whispering in my ear. It was more like this clown was chasing me with a chainsaw through the woods, which was fun. But so yeah, my recommendation for us is I think that we need to go when it's not Halloween and also when it's Halloween, so we can see the vibe, you know.
Okay.
And also it's fun. They have zip lining and like all this other stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, and ghosts. All the above.
Is it still a farm or it's just like?
I think it's a farm. No, I think it's a farm too.
What do they farm? Like corn?
Strawberries. I know strawberries.
Oh, strawberries.
Okay. And probably other stuff. But and corn because they have a corn maze. Yeah.
I feel like every farm has
always
corn.
You have to have corn. The world runs on corn. Have you ever read that book?
No, but
you know what I'm talking about. True. Oh, I had to read it in high school. Don't remember what it's called, but it's all about corn and how it runs the world. But yeah, that's the haunting of SpookyWoods.
Oh my God.
That I never would have thought was actually haunted ever in my whole life. So if you're from Winston-Salem and you are just now learning this, I was shook too. Don't you worry, because I was shook. I was like, "There's no way," but it's way.
See, now I don't want to go.
No, you're going. So, everybody, I need you to listen to me. I'm making Savannah go, regardless of if she wants to or not.
Oh God,
we can go in a big. We can get a big group of people, right? And then we'll be in the very middle. We're completely safe.
What's the point then?
Savannah, what do you want? You want to be scared? You want to be safe?
Okay, but I'm saying like, what do you want me to go for? Just to go and not see anything?
What do you mean?
I'm gonna have to.
No, you're gonna see. You're just gonna be safe from like the people jumping out and scaring you.
You're right. Okay.
Like you're still gonna be walking in the front, but like in the middle of people, like people on both sides of you.
Oh God.
Listen, we did haunted houses before.
I know, and you're more like it.
You did. That was scary though.
It was.
Okay, but this one isn't completely in the dark.
No, I grew up like never wanting to go through haunted house.
Wait, have you only ever been in that one? Or no, you went to. Wait, did you go to the one that I was in at UNCW?
I don't remember.
The Blumenthal. So. How rude!
I don't remember if I did.
I was a haunted clown, scary clown. If anybody's curious, like I was an actor in a haunted maze.
Yeah.
And that was the worst time of my life because I had 3 layers of clothing on and it was 100 degrees.
Oh God. They had. I think I brought this up on this show before too when you talked about SpookyWoods before, but I'll say it again. My town had a little haunted walk in the woods every year, but I was always too scared to go through it. And I went through it during the day. And they had it like all set up, and it wasn't like obviously people weren't working it during the day, but I walked through it and they had like a mattress set up, so when you walked on it, it would feel like you're sinking.
Oh my God, that's horrifying.
Yeah. See, it's
Quicksand,
like a little scary.
But I like that. I like being scared.
Yeah.
I do.
So, anyway.
Well, anyway, we're going in. Savannah's going whether she wants to or not, so. Sorry. Sorry. I'm literally not even sorry.
I probably will end up going.
No, not probably. She will. But anyway, go look on our Instagram for pictures from this week. And go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And also check out our TikTok and our YouTube. And everything else. Anything else you can think of, do it for us, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm off to Spain.
Yeah.
And that's really all I have for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, we will not see you guys next week, but we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right. Cue the music.